Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit about using a digital calendar, in particular Google versus Microsoft Outlook. Now, I have limited experience using calendars. I usually just keep everything in my head, but I do use Microsoft Outlook at my place of employment, and I will show you a picture of my calendar in a minute, and you'll see it really is it's very sparsely populated. And for Google Calendar, I really don't use that either, but I do have a calendar because I have a Gmail account or a Google account. So, we're going to talk about mostly the similarities between the two calendars. Google Calendar is free, which is very nice, and Microsoft Outlook Calendar is part of the Microsoft Office suite, so there is a cost involved there. They're both very powerful. They both offer, a lot of the same features. So with that being said, why not use Google Calendar? All right, so here's a screenshot of my work calendar. This is Outlook. And as you can see, it's very sparsely populated, and I mainly only use it to keep track of what week I'm in, because I have my course schedules laid out. So if I know what week I'm in, then I can look at my another file that says, in this particular week we have to accomplish this. I also keep track of the add drop dates and exam dates. On occasion, if I have a faculty meeting, I'll put that faculty meeting on my calendar too. And I do set myself reminders. Usually I like to be reminded way ahead of time just in case, so I'll set my reminder for a week ahead of time, and then when I get that reminder, I'll reset it for 3 days, and then finally I'll reset it to 30 minutes just to be sure. That's really about all I use my calendar for. So this lesson's good for me too. This is my Google Calendar. Okay, and I have this with my Fort Hays Gmail account. And as you can see, it's not very populated either. In fact, it wasn't populated at all until I went through this assignment, and I went and put a couple items on there as I was learning the ropes. But I really don't use the digital calendar that often. Maybe I will start after this. I don't know. But anyway, what I want to talk about is, who rules? Okay, Outlook or Google? All right, well, right off the bat, because Google's free, I'm liking that. And because a lot of people don't have Microsoft Office Calendar, Google's a great go-to, because just about everybody nowadays has a Google account. Okay, like I said, there's more similarities than differences. Both Google and Outlook are accessible from any computer with internet access. Now, your Outlook files are hosted on your local computer, but they're also hosted on an Exchange server if you're on a network, and you can access them from the internet also if your network administrator has enabled the webmail feature. Within webmail, you can click on Calendar and get your calendar from there. Both of them are mobile app friendly. They can be accessed from, not only from your PC with an internet, in Google's case, with an internet access, but they are available on tablets, cell phones, and as many tablets and as many cell phones as you might have, you can access both. Okay, Google automatically allows other users to observe your busy and free time. Well, Outlook does too. Google allows you to appoint an assistant to create events or appointments. Outlook does too. Well, I already spoke. Google Calendar is hosted completely online, and Outlook is hosted on a local computer. However, if you're on a network and you have an Exchange server, you can also access it from the internet. Both calendars allow you to view your calendar by the day, the week, the month, the agenda, or you can customize it. And they both allow you to create multiple calendars. You can both allow you to color code your calendars, and both allow you to share your calendar with others. Both Google and Outlook allow you to set reminders, send invitations, and track the responses. They're both accessible offline. They both allow you to add attachments. And the one difference I found is something called a ghost meeting, which Google offers. And all that means is that if you're the person who sends out an invite to an event or an appointment, that you don't actually have to be present when that meeting takes place. Whereas in Outlook, if you send out an invite, you have to attend that particular meeting. Okay, so now I'm going to go on and we're going to go look at my Google Calendar, and I'm going to show you how to set up an event, which is the most, the thing you're probably going to use the most. Okay, so this is my Fort Hays calendar, and as you can see, I have a couple events set up there. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is that you can change the view. By default, it opens up in the week view. Up here on the right-hand side, there's options. You can either change it to the daily view, the day view. You can look at it in the month view. You can look at it 4 days at a time, or you can look at it in the agenda view. Okay, I happen to prefer the week view, so I'm going to look at this, and what I want to show you is on the left here we've got a calendar, a March calendar, so you can see the whole month. Even though this particular week is set up from a Sunday to a Saturday, you have the whole month view over here on the left. And then down below that, there's an option called My Calendars. Now I have it expanded. There's a drop-down arrow to the left. If you click that arrow, if you're looking for more space on your screen, if you have a small screen or whatever, you might not always want that open. But it's a toggle switch. You can click on it to expand it, and click on it to decrease it. So I'm going to expand it. You can see I have in my calendars 3 different options. Linda P's is my default calendar, and I happen to go in and set up another one for where I work, the Pennsylvania Institute of Technology, so that I could go ahead and set up an event or an appointment as I was learning how to use this calendar. So if you want to create an additional calendar, you go to the drop-down list arrow to the right of My Calendars, and you click it, and then you just click Create New Calendar. And from here, it allows you to give the calendar a name. You would give it a meaningful name so that you know what that calendar is all about. And if you wanted, you could give it a description. And if you wanted to give a location, you could too. You got to make sure you're in the right time zone. The country is the United States for me, and I'm in the Eastern time zone. But if you go to the drop-down list arrow, you can change the time zone. And then there's an option if you wanted to share this calendar with others. Okay, I would put a check mark there, and then I would choose one of the additional options. Make this calendar public, or share it with everyone in the organization, Fort Hays State University. Okay, now I'm not going to actually share either one of these, but if I did, I could select the details. See all events or only free busy events. Now, not everybody wants to see your calendar, so I'm going to leave this blank for now. Remove that check mark. But if I wanted to share it with a specific person, I would enter their email address down here, and then I can set permissions. click the drop down list arrow. In other words, will I allow this person I'm sharing it with to make changes and manage sharing? Make changes to events only, to see all the event details, or see only free busy time. Since I'm really not going to share this right now, I'm not going to bother setting any of those. But these are just some of the settings that you have the option of choosing when you're creating a calendar, and then you just click Create Calendar. Alright, I'm going to cancel this and go back to my main calendar, Linda Pease. I can choose to look at any one of these calendars. I haven't never used the reminders either, but if I choose to turn my Linda Pease calendar off or make it not visible, I just click it. Okay, you click it once, it is hidden, and you click it again, it comes back. The same thing with my PIT calendar. If I click it, my PIT calendar events go away, and if I click it again, they come back. Now, to create an event or an appointment on any one of these calendars, I can click this drop-down list arrow and choose Create Event on this calendar. Now, I'll go ahead and create an event just to see how it works. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a title, and I'm just going to call it Example. Example 1. And I can choose the date and the time. I'll change the date from today's date. I'll make it the 15th. From 1:30 to 2:30, that's fine. Time zone's already set good. Additionally, I can change the date by using the calendar, or I could just go manually and go in and key in that date. And then I can choose whether it's an all-day event or even a repeat event. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it from 1:30 to 2:30. And if I want to enter a location, I could enter a location. If it was, a meeting at some restaurant or, some particular location, I could enter that in the location. I can choose to allow a video call, which means if you have a Google Hangout, you can allow people to call in and have a video chat with you. And then you can choose what calendar this event's going on. Well, but it's giving me the default Linda Pease because I said create event on this calendar. I chose that from the Linda Pease option back in the calendar view. But I could change it if I wanted by clicking this drop-down list arrow. If I wanted to add an attachment, I could add an attachment. I can choose a color for this event. And by default, we got the check mark in the blue box because that's the color I chose for my Linda Pease calendar. I can set notifications. If I wanted to be notified by email, I could be notified by email, and I could choose how long before this event I wanted to be notified. I can pick minutes, hours, days, or weeks. I usually like to start out with days, and I'm going to say 7 days, 1 week in advance. Or you could choose the week option and choose one. And you can add a second notification if you want. So once you're notified 7 days in advance, you could also choose to be notified 3 days in advance. Let's put 3 days. Okay, you could add more notifications if you wanted. But that's good for now. If you decide to invite guests, you can click up here in the guest text box, and you could put an email address in there. And then you could also specify whether they're allowed to modify the event, invite others, or see the entire guest list, who else is coming to this event. And then in the Show Me area, you could say, show me as available or as busy. I'm going to leave busy selected, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the calendar default versus public or private. So now up here at the top, I need to click Save. Okay, here's my example 1 from 1:30 to 2:30 and it matches the Linda P's color from my calendar. So if I turn my calendar off, that goes away.